their 4th place finish was enough. They qualified for PMWC not through the front door, but through the one they built themselves earlier. From barely missing out on the biggest title in 2024 to becoming champions at PMGO and then scraping into PMWC through sheer grit and timing, Regnum Karia's 2025 season has been a roller coaster. And now, with a second chance on the world stage, they'll be looking to finish what they started.
I mean, Regnum Karia has just been on an absolute tear. We saw what they were able to do at PMGO. Can they maybe follow that up here at PMWC? What are the chances looking like so far?
I give them a solid 60%.
Oh,
so they need to share 40% between the other teams. That's quite low.
Yeah. I think they're looking really good. I think they're just looking very strong. They're feeling it. They're feeling that success, right? And so I feel like at this point in time, feeling as good as they do, that momentum that they've got, this team that they have, the synergy they've been able to build, it's looking very good for them.
You want to jump in? No, I was going to say, because looking at this team, right, these 4 players have stuck together now for the entirety of 2025 so far.
Yeah.
They have that synergy, they have that trust. Wild and Loxy in particular, when they're doing a play, they know exactly what the other guy's thinking. So when they're going for a breach on a compound, I'm telling you, Wild and Loxy, you don't want to go against them, because chances are, if they have a shotgun, you're not living more than 5 seconds, okay? You better be careful and hide.
Yeah, 100%. It's so nice to see that synergy come through, and that's really something that you don't see other teams have, and that's what you're always trying to get to. That's the standard that you're trying to get to, is having that synergy between players to the point of where you know what the other one is thinking, and that's so important in that late game.
Well, I mean, we're talking about teams that you don't want to run into. One team that I personally would not want to run into is Hora Esports. I mean, this team has been an absolute dark horse for me. They were able to perform well in their PMSLs as well. So before we even continue to talk about them, let's take a look at this interview.
We're lacking so many things in past, like communication, synergy, team game. That's why we got 1v3, 1v4 so many times. But in this gap, we really did like practice all the things. I think it won't happen again in this PMWC. Last night is our main drop, so we will see really go there. I never thought like I'm the star player of the team. It's just like fans or supporters, they just gave me the title. But I don't think it's like it will give me pressure. It just motivates me like to be called star of the team. I don't like to say anything those who underestimate us, but I'll just show them in game. Thank you everyone, love you all and keep supporting us.
As I mentioned, a team that you definitely don't want to end up running into. They have turned it up this year, Max, and I feel like they could be either one of the favorites for some people or maybe a dark horse team for some other people.
Yeah, I think you could see them in the 2 different options here going into this tournament. If you're Nepalese team, you're going to see them, of course, as a big squad going here for the entire tournament. Though, this is a team that's very rotationally smart, right? They are so good at getting good entry points here, and I think that could be something that sets them apart in this lobby.
I mean, we just got a chance to see them there with the Jamil Motorsport player arrivals. They're looking confident, and I think they might end up shocking the world as well, especially in group stages, Neptura.
I think they could, exactly. I mean, this team gets a lot of pushback from actually being able to be very passive. They get labeled as very passive, but they're not. They're a very aggressive team. They're just not as aggressive at the get-go as you would see from a lot of other teams. So they get called passive a lot, but they really aren't.
Yeah, they take fights that make sense. They're not a team that, I see you, I'm going to push you and fight. No, they think about it. If we get something out of this fight, if we win it, this fight makes sense, we'll send it. And they're a team that's very smart about it, but I see them a lot more as a defensive team. They get in positions ahead of the lobby, play defensively, hold teams at bay, especially with Sleepy. Is exceptionally strong with the DMRs, especially the Mini 14, keeps everyone at bay, and that just gives them a lot of space to work with in the mid to late game stage.
One thing that I've actually enjoyed and that you were able to showcase on Instagram at MatsMainCast, make sure you check it out, by the way, because is the macro play. They have just improved that macro play, and I think that's actually going to end up helping them out here in a global stage.
Yeah, they know exactly how to leverage positions to their advantage. At any stage, early, mid, late game stage, it doesn't really matter too much. They're very smart, and it's down to the IGLing, the fragging potential, the team coordination. But one thing we need to talk about, especially too here, Neb, is going to be Mafia Ninja. The man in the shadows, right? Was part of DRS in the past, one of the most experienced players you will ever find in the path for PUBG Mobile esports. And this guy has been helping fix a lot of issues for the team, and they are now coming fully prepared for PMWC. And because of Mafia Ninja and how the team have been working so far, I genuinely would not be shocked to see them up in a top 5 position.
I wouldn't be shocked either.
No.
I that's currently a team that I have going to the grand finals. Do you feel the same way for that team? Straight from group stages, by the way.
Straight from group stage is a lot, because I think we're going to have a lot of teams that will put a lot more points forward. Okay. But I think if they can survive to that late game, they're very sneaky. You never know where they're going to be in the circle. If they can get that far, then yeah, I think they could do it. But it's kind of depending on how the rest of the lobby plays, I think.
We had a meme during MSL CSA saying if they get past the 5-minute mark, there's a 90% chance they win the game, because they kept hot dropping. But once they fixed the hot drop versus upgrading Yasnai Polyana, they just had no issues reaching the 20 to 25-minute mark pretty much.
Top
every
3
match.
easily.
Yeah, that was down to Mafia Ninja. Yep.
You were mentioning other teams there. I think one team that you might have in mind that we were kind of talking about is Kinotrope Gaming.
Yes.
That's a team that you really want to talk about.
I am very excited about Kinotrope. I really, really am. I think they're such an interesting team. They're not one that I've seen a lot of. I feel like this is kind of one of the first times we're going to see them globally. For certainly many of the players, this is their first global event. They only have Ozzy-san, who we know from many years ago. Over the last few years, we've seen him a lot in the global stage. The rest of the players know. And when I saw them recently, it was like, hang on, who are these guys? Because they're actually really good. They're very aggressive, and they seem to hold their own against very experienced teams. So I'm very excited for Kinotrope.
Me too. One team that I'm really excited for, and more than likely Max is going to agree with me, and I know you definitely agree with me already. Can you take a guess who it is? Starts with the W.
A B and a G.
Weibo Gaming, baby, because that could be one of the favorite ones to win this whole event, PMWC, because of the additions that they have had.
Since the Nova era, where they won PMGC back-to-back, right? Have we had a team from China really getting close to competing? Xianba, you could maybe say, but
occasionally.
I am so hopeful that if a Chinese team is going to win a global event, it is going to be this roster of WBG. They have been so impressive in the PUBG Mobile Hong Kong Invitational in particular. Suk with the bow is a scary fellow, and you're looking at 33Z, you're looking at Order, the fragging duo. Order in particular, this guy, he is experience incarnate, and I think that with the way they played in Hong Kong Invitational, chances are they could win this trophy here in Riyadh.
Well, Max, we're talking about all these teams, but we're missing one team, the main team. And I'm sorry I have to do this, everybody, but we got to talk about the defending champions. Alpha 7, barely making it into PMSL Americas. They were scaring us at one point. Reflections and I were like, are they going to make it or are they not going to make it? Luckily, they did end up making it. They're defending it. Is that one team that we're feeling like they're actually going to be able to win that back-to-back, Neptura?
Do you want me to be honest?
No,
I want you to
lie to us,
no,
please.
lie to us.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, why
wow.
not?
I think the lobby is the strongest it's ever been. I think we have way too many contenders that play too similarly to A7. Very aggressive, very quick. That they might just, if they don't fix the certain cracks that they have at the moment, they could fall through them.
Max, I see you pondering in your head. Am I agreeing with this? Am I not agreeing with this?
Like you put it really well, so it's hard for me to disagree, but I want to say that there's a lot of potential on this team.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We saw Squash, like Mafioso, Revo, Cario, we know those guys. They've been sticking with the team for ages now. But Squash is the new addition, replacing McGrellin from last year.
True.
And I feel like Revo found a new best friend in Squash. Like, they are an incredibly good fragging duo, and their potential is incredibly high. We were talking with Reflections, actually, just a few days ago, and he said the team maybe looks a little bit weaker than the previous iteration of Alpha 7 in 2024, but their potential is so high. If they're able to fix those little issues with Squash and him be able to get more experience on the global stage, chances are they could reach that full potential and go 100% here on this tournament and make it work out.
Now, this is one team that I didn't want to talk about that much, but I do want to put a little bit of input there for Alpha 7. Is they're fighting for that $3 million prize pool. Not only just that trophy, right? But the main thing for this team is how are they going to be starting the tournament? Are they going to be starting slow? Are they not? I got a chance to talk to the players actually right before we started the show, and the main thing that I told them is whatever you do not start slow. Do not play that catch up. And that was one team that told me, you know what? We don't really want to go to that survival stage. We want to go straight to grand finals because we want to be able to have a little bit of extra research, and that could be something that benefits teams.
Yeah, survival stage, yucky. You don't know. Don't want that.
Ew.
Great analysis here on the desk. You know, like you want to try and avoid it. That would be my personal approach because you're putting your position for the finals at risk.
Yeah.
You would just want to get there as early as possible
That's
because
true.
otherwise, chances are you might not qualify through the survival stage.
Oh, I mean, sometimes those teams like to have that pressure on their shoulders. They become diamonds. But then sometimes they end up crushing and they get exposed for just
Piece of coal.
for not really being able to do that. But for Alpha 7, we'll have to wait and see what that's going to be happening with that team. As you mentioned, this is one of the strongest lobbies, if not the strongest lobby we have seen, I think, in many years. And we can go on and on and on and talk about those teams, talk about which one's going to be challenging them, which one is maybe going to be surprising a lot of the viewers that they might have not seen before. I know that we definitely have a couple teams here and there, but I think the talk is done. I think I want to see this player. So you know what? Let's go to the introductions to the stage.
The goal isn't to simply compete, it's to bend, break, and dominate your opponents. This week is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see what unfolds. My name is Barney Banks, and I am privileged to be your host for the PMWC at the 2025 Esports World Cup. 24 teams will enter the Gidea Arena and battle through the group stage, the survival stage, and of course, the grand finals. All with $3 million in sight, and of course, this stunning PMWC trophy. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think it is time to kick off today by introducing your teams for day one of the group stage, starting with AXTMG. Nongshim Red Force. Weibo Gaming. Yangon Galacticos. Hora Esports. Power Esports. Regnum Carrier Esports. Four Thrives Esports. Fireflux Esports. Team Vision. Influence, Rage. Arena. Team Secret. DRX. And now, your reigning club champions, Team Falcons! And finally, your reigning champions of the PUBG Mobile World Cup at the Esports World Cup, Alpha 7 Esports! The journey to this point, it has been tough, but the real work begins now. It is going to absolutely pop off here on the main stage, so get comfortable. Who has what it takes to perform under the bright lights? Could the reigning champions do it once again? We spoke with Alpha 7 Esports earlier this week to find out.
Alpha 7 Esports have long been the kings of their region, dominating every tournament they enter. But on the global stage, close enough to touch victory, yet always watching it slip away like under a curse, finishing second or third in the biggest events. Time and time again, they came close to glory, only to fall just short. That curse weighed heavy. The world saw their talent. They proved their strength regionally, but the ultimate global crown remained out of reach. Then in 2024, everything changed. At 2024 PMWC, Alpha 7 finally broke the cycle against all odds on the biggest stage in PUBG Mobile. They delivered the performance of a lifetime, champions, the first team from Americas to ever lift a World Cup. It was more than a victory, it was a statement. But since then, the roster has slightly shifted with McGrellin out. At the heart of Alpha 7 is Revo, a PUBG Mobile legend and basically an MVP magnet. The guy's consistent, clutch, and always in the spotlight.
Revo jumps out the 364, and that's
the second as well. Revo.
Then there's Carrillo, the team's IGL and mastermind who calls the shots like a chess grandmaster, always 3 moves ahead. Mafioso and the newcomer Squash bring the heat with insane mechanics and nerves of steel, ready to turn any fight on its head. And honestly, Carrillo's not just the brains, he's got the highlight plays to back it up, and he's hungry for more. But being a champion means the target on your back never goes away. Alpha 7 entered 2025 with a different kind of pressure, the pressure to defend, to prove that last year wasn't a fluke, that the crown belongs to them. In PMSL America Spring, Alpha 7, who have long dominated the regional PMSL, didn't just bounce back. They crushed it once again with relentless consistency and their trademark aggression. They maintained their undefeated reign